We're here! It's the epilogue! We've made it! It is officially the first Monday without classes, or an exam, or anything of the like. Yesterday was really weird to not have to do any homework. I think there was maybe one Sunday in the entire semester that I wasn't doing homework on, and that was Easter. That was very recent. So doing homework on Sundays has just been so natural. So when I finished putting the final touches on last volume, and I didn't have to then pivot over to doing homework afterwards, it was like, felt really weird. My brain didn't know how to cope. As wild as it is, we're here, and it's nice. And Kiki. Kiki, do you want to say hi? I love you, I'm sorry. So before we get into some final thoughts and final grade reveal, we first have to do a little flashback because I kept something from you all because I did not want to dox myself. But now by the time that this is being posted, I will have graduated. I can now say where I was going to school for this program. I have been enrolled at the University of Richmond's Paralegal Certificate program since May of 2024. The professors really did not disappoint, and all of the classes were super interesting. So if you're in the greater Virginia region, because a lot of these classes are virtual, I would definitely recommend this program. And if you've ever considered taking a paralegal certificate program anywhere, definitely look into it. Even if you're not 100% certain that you want to be a paralegal, if you're in a tangential field, you're working in law, or you're just interested in learning more about the law in an academic setting, it is a very realistic type of program because most people in these programs are already well into their careers, well into adulthood. It's similar to taking courses in college, but only in the best ways, where the professors are more chill, but they're even more chill because, again, they understand that you're like working full-time and you got other commitments and stuff like that. If you're interested in learning how the legal system operates, and if you enjoyed government in high school, a lot of these courses just felt like AP government. I often thought back to my AP government class senior year of high school, and I'm very thankful that my teacher was so good because he prepared me well for these courses. With that out of the way, we can now do my little flashback to regalia pickup. Take it away, Shannon from the past. And that's regalia pickup done. Yay! It feels awfully unceremonious, but it was 6 classes. It doesn't need to be ceremonious to pick up your regalia. So I graduated a year ago, right? So I still have my cap and gown from a year ago. The whole reason that I came to this regalia pickup when I already have a black cap and gown that fits me is because I wanted the specific tassel that would have like the charm from my school on it. And it's just a plain black tassel. It doesn't even have the charm on it. So I still needed it because the one that I have from my college has like my college's charm on it. That's the one thing I needed, and it's just a plain black tassel. Like, you can't look at me and tell me that this isn't disappointing. It's just a plain black tassel. Good job on picking up the graduation gown. It's in my closet hanging up right now. Now let's get to doing the final grade reveal. We'll get to see my final GPA and we'll get to see all of it. I'm excited. Let's do it. Okay, select a term. Spring 2025. That's our semester. Let's see what they say. Submit. Okay. Okay. 3 credits, yay, sweet. Whoa, straight A's! 4.0, okay. And my cumulative is a 3.83. Look at me go, yay! The reason that it's not a 4.0 overall is because I got like a B+ in my employment law class from the summer. But look at that. Look at those A's. 4.0 for the semester. It feels so good. 3.83 cumulative. I am happy with that. I'll be so for real. I've never seen a 4.0 ever in any of my time in academia. I've never gotten a 4.0 ever. I've always gotten like an A- or a B+ or something. It's nice to go out on a high. It's also kind of a bummer because I'm getting all this academic validation and now I have to give it up. I am for 5 years minimum, but like, ugh, look at that pretty number. I have to give it up now? I will, but damn. Well, it's safe to say I am over the moon. I am so proud of myself. What a way to go out. 4.0 with this semester, with everything that happened. Every week something happened. And I still got a 4.0. Let's go. Let's go, baby. The last few weeks I've had this continual surreal feeling that like I'm vlogging the end of my academic career. And just realizing that has been so weird. Because I know I've been saying 5 years minimum before I enroll in another academic program, but this very well could be the end. Like, it could very well be the end, and with each passing day, I feel like it should be the end. Which is really wild and strange to think about, but also super exciting. There was a time in early undergrad that I knew, like, I do not want to do a master's after undergrad. I just want to finish my undergrad and be done. And then junior year rolled around, and I was like, maybe I'll do an MFA in creative writing. I thought more about PhDs and other master's programs and stuff like that. Since graduating and doing this, I've now thought about the possibility of law school someday, but, like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to really want to do it, because I can look back on this. You were not having a good time. Now you have video proof of it. Do you really want to do that again? And it's gonna be harder if you do a master's or law school. Do you really want to do that? To future Shannon, think really hard. Your body literally fell apart. It was rejecting school. Think really hard before you enroll in another academic program. Please. For me and for you. Looking at my life as a whole this past year, it is weird. I feel like my life has had training wheels on it because I've still had one foot still in academics and having the school worm and thinking about school, and then also one foot in I'm working full time and I'm being a productive member of society and yada yada yada. It's gonna be really weird to navigate this next year of my life without any school at all, and just the whole next phase of my life without school. It feels like I'm giving up the identity of student, but it also feels like I'm just putting it away. I'm retiring it. Everyone should hopefully leave school at some time, and 23 is a fine age to leave school. This next year is gonna be weird and foreign and scary, but I feel like it's in an exciting way, and because I'm graduating again on Saturday, I can still technically say, like, I'm freshly out of school, I'm a new grad. It's obviously different finishing my undergrad last year and finishing this paralegal certificate this year. It's gonna be two very different things of, like, I'm out of school now, but it's still gonna be like, I'm out of school, for real this time, no more school. Come a year from now, I'm gonna be really a year without school, and that's gonna be weird. I look forward to meeting her. What will life be like without the school worm for a full year? A full 12 months of no school worm? Crazy. Come September, that will mark the longest stretch of time that I have not been in school since I was like 3. The bulk of my life has included school in some fashion, so it's gonna be weird come September not having any school. Because, like, even starting in 8th grade, I took summer classes, like, every single summer. I think there are maybe 2 summers since 8th grade that I didn't take a summer class. I don't know what life is like without school. School has just been such a fixture in my life, especially when I started trying harder in high school, and then especially later high school when I started taking AP courses. I'm sorry, I'm just coping, and it's just weird to be like, I'm closing this book. Bye-bye. It's scary. I'm honestly gonna miss vlogging every week and updating you guys on my financial plates and everything that goes on with my body. I can't see myself becoming a regular weekly vlogger, but expect some more, like, themed vlogs and stuff like that. It's really wild to me how this series that I decided spontaneously moments before filming the first clip that I was gonna do this series has ended up becoming, like, so important to me. I very much grew up on YouTube, and I've always looked at YouTubers and been like, oh, I want to do that someday, and now I'm actually kind of doing it. Like, I've stayed consistent every week except for 1 week, and then we had the week off because of spring break, but that was planned. I fully expected going in that I was gonna fall off after like 2 or 3 weeks. So the fact that we're at the epilogue, this is like volume 14, and I've kept this up, I am proud of myself. But now that we're here and we know what my final grades are, I can officially delete the Blackboard app from my phone. I used Blackboard for college too, so I am very used to using it and having it on my phone. So I'm very excited to say goodbye to this goddamn app and say goodbye forever. I can just say goodbye. Remove app. Yes. Delete app. Delete. It's gone! We're free! That's been there since 2020. I definitely deleted it for a short period of time during undergrad, like, graduation senior week, because I thought I wasn't gonna need it anymore. But then, as it turns out, UR also uses Blackboard, so I had to, like, re-download it, and I was like, ugh, I'm back in the fucking building again! I really feel like a weight has just lifted from my chest now that that's not on my phone anymore. Amazing. I feel so free. But that's gonna be all for today. I will see you guys on Saturday for graduation and final thoughts and an announcement. Kiki, do you want to say bye? No screaming this time. Alright, I will see you guys at graduation on Saturday. I will see you guys in a few days. Bye! Hello, it's Friday, but I'm popping in to complete a promise. I've watched A Civil Action, the movie that my litigation class watched like weeks ago, but I left early and I said that I would watch it eventually and give a review. Just finished watching it 12 hours before I need to be at UR for my graduation ceremony tomorrow. So woohoo to procrastinating on truly everything. That is the continuing theme of this series. I will give a very quick spoiler-free review and then a spoiler review because my D&D session is supposed to start very soon. Spoiler-free review. It is a true story from like the 80s. Everything ended in 1990 about a real civil action lawsuit. Oh no. That went through in New England about an alleged contaminated water case. The movie does a great job of walking you through the whole litigation process from filing a complaint to the end of the litigation process. And if you're at all interested in having a drama-filled true story walk you through what a civil action court case is like, I would definitely recommend checking out A Civil Action. Now for my spoilery review, please go to this timestamp if you do not want to be spoiled. The movie is fantastic, but man, is it also really sad. The lawsuit is brought on by 8 sets of parents because their children died because of the contaminated water. Like, a lot of them died of leukemia, and other people have seizure disorders, and it's just like, the water is bad. This is the spoiler review, so I can say it. They did it. They fucking did it. They contaminated the water and they hid the evidence. It's vile that these things happen. It's a small law firm taking on these big wigs, and they fail. The small law firm that we're following from the beginning and that we're rooting for, they fail. They settle, have to close their law firm, they all go into huge amounts of debt, their life falls apart, and everyone loses. The main character, John Travolta, who plays Jan, writes a letter and sends all the evidence off to the EPA, and then they retry it, and then they win. It ends up being a story of victory, but how we get there, that's in the last 20 minutes where we get the victory. For like so much of it, you're like, oh no, they're gonna have to settle and lose everything, and they're just gonna get enough money to pay off their debts, and like, how much money are the families gonna get? The bigwigs had to pay up, they had to close all their factories, and the families got justice. Very good movie, and I'm glad that I ended up watching it in this manner the night before my graduation. Anyhow, I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow for my graduation. It's time! Let's do it! It's graduation day. Good morning. Welcome to Saturday. It is officially graduation day, and I can welcome you guys to the beautiful campus of UR. We're in the gym right now, so it's not looking as beautiful as it actually is. But like, look this place up on the internet. It's gorgeous. It kind of has Hogwarts vibes. The School of Professional and Continuing Studies gets the earliest graduation time slot, 9 a.m. on Saturday. And we were supposed to be here at 7:30. I was like, I'll show up at 8:15. And then I got scared with all the emails, and I was like, no, I'm gonna show up at 7:30. People are still showing up, and it's like 8. All that's left is to actually walk the stage, which is insane to think about. There's definitely not more than 100 people here across the certificates, bachelor's, and master's programs, so it should be a quick ceremony, which is also nice because we're going to brunch after, which is gonna be yummy. So I'll see you guys later. It's time to cross the stage. Crazy! That is a wrap on graduation. We are 100% done, and Kiki is here. Every time I start filming anything, she's like, I gotta make my appearance. And if you guys are noticing anything different with the sound, that is because I received a very helpful comment on my reading and writing channel that since I got these Rode mics, I have been recording on them in dual channel, meaning that it only plays back in one headphone. So this is my apology to headphone users who have been watching my videos, that I am fixing this at literally the last clip of the series. But hey, at least that means things are only going up from here post this series. Graduation was indeed very succinct. It was scheduled to last for an hour and a half, but it only lasted like 45 minutes, which huge win there. Love it when things end early. But having been in a 1-year certificate program immediately following undergrad last year, the speakers at this ceremony were very much not directed towards me, and that's a-okay. It was just very interesting to listen to them talk about how we're here later in life and we're doing this with our children and our spouses, and I'm like, I'm 23 and this is my child. There were a bunch of kids in the crowd cheering on their parents, so that was lovely. Every semester of school has always had some kind of like canon event or defining event for me. In undergrad, freshman year, we had the classic mega friend group breaking up first semester freshman year, to then losing a best friend, to the too many things that happened junior and senior year that defined that. Oh my god. The last 2 years were just chock full of too many things happening. My time in academia has certainly been far from dull. Most of those incidents felt so insulated within school itself, and I think that's just the nature of undergrad because I was living on campus. Not many of the things that happened were actually school-related themselves, it just felt closer to school because I was living on campus for sure. But also things were brought on by extracurriculars, and that time my on-campus job laid everyone off because the entire like polling part of it was closing down, so they said goodbye. But that's all just to say, this semester has felt distinctively different. Even from fall semester, which was still similar because I was still working full-time and doing part-time school. This does fail to overlook the whole GI Bill tuition thing that happened at the beginning of the semester, but so much has happened since then that truly just feels like small potatoes at this point. Maybe it's also the fact that this is my final semester Diaries, and I'm vlogging it, but this semester has just felt very different. I talked a fair bit earlier in the vlog about how this next year is actually going to be my transition year from school to non-school, and I guess that starts tomorrow, which is Weird to think about. That's very close. I don't have any more of this half in, half out thing where I'm still doing school part-time and also working full-time, and I'm still a student, but I feel like because my first year out of undergrad was what it was, that gives me an interesting perspective, you know? And I think it'll make the true transition a lot less jarring because I've already not been doing full-time school for a year. Now all I have to do is get used to not doing homework. So it's like the best parts of the transition are starting now. And there have been some days this semester where I was able to like completely and totally forget about school and like think back to winter break. Oh my god. It felt so nice to just not think about school at all for a month. That was the best month. It was so nice. There's still going to be a transition this next year, which is daunting. And as a person who loves academia and learning and just being in the classroom so much, I fully expect there to be some growing pains. So that's why I'm gonna document this in a monthly podcast. Whee! So this is the official announcement of a 1-year-long project. I will be posting monthly podcast episodes in a podcast called Growing Pains, because transitioning to life beyond school is weird and a bit tiring. The first episode will come out on Tuesday, June 24th, and subsequent episodes will come out on the last Tuesday of every month for the next year. Also of note, I am now switching my upload schedule to weekly/bi-weekly uploads on Tuesdays. So I'm still going to be yapping about school in some regard, but more so just the transition to life without school, and probably stories about what's going on with my chronic illnesses, and just things that I'm learning, and things that I think that other people will be able to relate to. And hopefully maybe give me some advice, maybe I can give you guys some advice, and we can just have a conversation back and forth being like, life without school is weird, right? Yeah, life without school is weird. But with that, that is going to be a wrap on final semester diaries. We're done. I've graduated. And I will not be a student again for 5 years minimum, but maybe probably forever. I'll also talk about if I ever feel the pangs of wanting to go back to school and growing pains, so you guys can be my accountability buddy there. If I ever say like, maybe I'll do a master's, you can be like, Shannon, you said 5 years. No. I am a broken record. This past semester has been weird and wild and unpredictable in every which turn, but I am so glad that I documented it, both for myself and for future Shannon, because 5 years minimum, but also to take you guys along with me. It's been very fun to film and edit these every week. If you still have any amount of time left in school, just know the end will come. It may not feel like it, even when you're at the end, it may not feel like the end is coming, but you will get there, and all of your work will have been worth it. So for one final time, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the series. Best of luck in your academic journey, and I look forward to seeing you guys very soon in an upcoming video that is related to college, but not in this series. I will see you guys then. Bye-bye! Do you want to say bye, Kiki? You are just the cutest purrs. Okay, bye for real. Bye-bye.